Our next guest says there are just 5 bottles to rule them all. That is, if you want to lord over your next cocktail party. She's a co-founder of Ampersand Distilling Company and an author who's just launched a new book. So welcome, Jessica Schacht. She's here to show us how to set up the perfect at-home cocktail bar. So Jessica, thanks for flying over to Vancouver to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, okay, Lord of the Rings references aside, let's talk about you're a mom, you're running a distillery. How are you finding time to write this beautiful book?
Well, and you got to have cocktail hour somehow, right? So this way you'll be prepared and ready to go when that time comes.
Amazing. Okay, and your inspiration for the book, what was it?
Yeah, so with Ampersand, we've always loved classic cocktails. And as I sort of was looking at researching recipes, things to do with the gin over the years, I noticed I kept reaching for a few of the same bottles. And that was sort of the impetus behind the 5-bottle bar.
Okay, and tell me, you've brought the 5 bottles here. What are the 5 bottles you feel like every one of us needs to have in our home if you drink?
Yes. Okay, so the 5 bottles are, we have, this is going to come as a little bit of a surprise, I think, for most people, but dry vermouth.
Okay.
Sweet vermouth. Gin.
Dry and sweet, okay, all right.
And whiskey, and that could be rye or bourbon, and an Amaro, specifically Campari, is what's most commonly used.
Okay, all right, and you've brought your gear here. We're gonna make a couple of cocktails. What are you gonna make for us first?
Yeah, so I've already set up. A lot of people, I think these days, are a fan of the Negroni. In the book, we'll teach you how to do some riffs on classic cocktails like that. So this is actually a Boulevardier that I've already made, and it has whiskey, sweet vermouth, and Campari in it, a little garnish with an orange twist. So yeah, riff on a classic, or the Boulevardier is a classic.
Yes.
Next,
how's it different from a Negroni?
So instead of gin, you're using whiskey.
Ah, okay, very nice. This is lovely.
And then next up, we're gonna make Sweet Dream, which is an original cocktail that I created for Ampersand. And it uses our gin, of course. So we're gonna start with that.
And this is an award-winning gin.
It is.
You're giggling and you're being shy about it, but tell us about this amazing gin that you guys have come up with.
This is our gin from Ampersand Distilling Company. It's our flagship spirit. My husband Jeremy and I created the recipe, and the barometer was that it had to make as good of a Negroni as it did a martini. So our take on a classic profile: juniper forward, coriander, there's fresh lemon peel in there, and a little bit of spice from cardamom and grains of paradise. Yeah, go ahead.
Lovely.
And then we have some earthier botanicals to round it out. And it makes a great vehicle for lots of cocktails, in this case, the Sweet Dream.
Right.
So I'm gonna take an ounce and a half of gin.
You guys have won lots of awards for this gin.
Yeah, this most recently won Canada's Best Classic Gin, as well as Best in Class at the Canadian Artisan Spirits Competition.
Very cool, congratulations.
Yeah. I have some simple syrup. So in the book, there's recipes for lots of different simple syrups.
Just like a sugar water kind of
mix, and one way that you can take them to the next level is by infusing them. So this is infused. In the book, the recipe's for lavender. This is actually lilac that I just happened to have in my yard.
Perfect,
So
it's a lilac season.
I'm gonna use 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup there.
Beautiful.
And then we have a half an ounce of lemon juice going in there.
Okay.
And really important, you want to add ice to shake cocktails. So I've got ice in there. This is called a French shaker. It's my favorite kind of shaker.
This is a different shape, yeah.
Yeah, and I find it the easiest. So, and then we're going to give it a good shake.
Love that.
And when you're shaking cocktails, you just want to get it nice and frosty. One good way to know if you want to shake versus stir a cocktail is if it has citrus juice in it. So that's a good way to.
That's a great tip. So
when do you
actually shake? When do you, with citrus, you shake?
Yes.
Okay.
With citrus, you shake. And then for this, it actually goes in a rocks glass. Right. So I'm just going to pour that out. Beautiful color from the simple syrup there.
It's so lovely. You can quite tell that, yeah, very nice in the glass.
And we'll give it a little lemon twist just to.
Gorgeous,
just to be
all
a
right.
little fancy.
Matches my jacket. And take a sip. That means
color coordinated.
Lovely. Can really get the lilac out of that, and of course your lovely gin there.
Yeah, and simple syrups are a great way, even if you're, making drinks that don't have alcohol in them.
I love the citrus. It keeps it so bright.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Beautiful. Sweet Dream.
The Sweet Dream. Yeah.
Okay, and you've got some non-alcoholic options as well in the book.
Yeah, I do. There's a whole chapter on zero proof and low proof as well. And that actually, the low proof, a lot of people don't think about vermouth as a real main ingredient that you can use. But the next cocktail that I'll show you, the Addington, uses vermouth as its main ingredient, and to great effect, if I do say so myself.
Okay, we'll have to try it and see, but I'm going to believe you in the meantime.
So this cocktail, very easy to make. It's equal parts, I love an equal parts recipe, 1-in-1 sweet and dry vermouth. And I find that this one is really like, I don't really know what I'm gonna make. Make an Addington.
Okay, an Addington.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to try that. So tell us a little bit about your distillery.
So it's on a 5-acre organic vegetable farm in the Cowichan Valley. It'll be our 10th anniversary next year.
Oh, wow.
We're a craft distillery. We make and ferment and distill our own alcohol from scratch using BC raw agricultural goods, in our case, organic wheat. And yeah, we have our gin as our flagship spirit. We also make a vodka that won World's Best Varietal Vodka back in 2020.
Cool.
And we do the dry vermouth in collaboration with Rath Gen Cellars, and we do a seasonal product called Nocino, which is an Italian bittersweet walnut liqueur that comes out around the holidays.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So this drink is a stir?
This is a stir. No citrus.
No citrus.
You got it.
Yes,
See?
listening.
You learn fast. We'll put some ice in there, and then we're going to use our bar spoon, and we're going to stir. And I know that getting into cocktails and cocktail making can be a little intimidating for some people. If you don't have a bar spoon, I outline a couple and other bar tools, some substitutions you can make. A butter knife makes a really good substitute if you don't have one.
done that myself.
So we've got that.
And how long do you tend to stir that for?
Usually just until you see the frost sort of coming up on the outside of the glass.
Okay,
so it gets
we're
nice and
definitely
frosty.
seeing it rise. There we go.
And then got that.
There we go.
We'll take our strainer again, and this is going to go just in our cocktail glass.
Sometimes the one determinant for me whether I drink a cocktail or not. I'm like, I'm feeling fancy. There we go. All right, this is the Addington.
Oh, sorry, I need a garnish on there.
I need a garnish.
I need a garnish. We'll do a little orange twist there.
I thought the glass was good enough for me. But little orange oils.
We'll zhuzh it up.
Lovely. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So different.
I think a lot of people are
Very herbaceous.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Almost kind of like medicinal, but yeah.
And that's from the vermouth. So vermouth is a fortified wine, and it's fortified with many different herbs and spices, particularly wormwood. But yeah, you get all of those different flavors that go into that, and it makes for a really sort of nuanced cocktail that's really easy to make.
Yes, indeed. You showed us here in like 30 seconds. Okay, so where can we pick up some of your bottles and your book?
Yeah, so our spirits are available in private liquor stores all across the province, and you'll also see it behind the bar, hopefully at many of your favorite restaurants. And the book is available wherever books are sold. You can find out more about it from ampersanddistilling.com, and yeah, as well as independent bookstores and the big ones as well. So yeah, wherever books are sold.
All right, well, thank you for coming in, spicing up our morning, Jessica. So lovely to have you today. I'm going to cheers.
Cheers.
You cheers me? I'm sorry,
Cheers.
but I drank all of these right now.
Oh, good. It's all good. Have a good one.